Capricorn, welcome back to Steampunk Psyche. If you are a returning subscriber, you have my love. I appreciate you. If you're brand new to the channel or just cross watching for your particular sign, I'm JT. Like I always say, sometimes the minor arcana, day-to-day grind, and the major arcana, kind of like the important messages in our life that show up. Sometimes they resonate with us, and sometimes they don't. So just keep that in mind. It's just a general reading, all right? Also, just as a note, I always put your haiku poems right before your reading, okay? All right, we'll shuffle up and we'll talk about your categories. Capricorn, I wish for you peace. I wish for you love. I wish for you those important moments in your life that when they show up, that you gain clarity over them. I wish for you those love connections. I wish for you your finances to stabilize and become fruitful. The things in your life that are meaningful to you, people will understand, resonate with you, that you have community, support, protection, and guidance. All right, I've already pre-shuffled, but for transparency's sake, I'll shuffle for you. We'll talk about your current energy, talk about the current crossing challenge, talk about the foundation, the recent past, talk about the possibilities, the near future, talk about the self, the environment, the hopes, fears, wishes, or worries, and the outcome and the direction. All right, Capricorn, while I'm taking a look at these cards, I have your 3 brand new poems from Haiku Corner. I'll be right back and we'll talk about this reading. All right, what we've got is the opening cards with the 10 of Pentacles. Anytime we open up the 10 of Pentacles, I just got to say somebody is looking for stability here. This is creating legacy, creating wealth. Somebody's money focused. We do have some Pentacles in this reading, so but I also feel like we do have some kind of a connection about to take place. It could be like with a partner or a situation like that. Just thought I'd give you a heads up. If you're down for this reading, I'll give you the download again and we'll get started, okay? Yeah, we got the 10 of Pentacles energy. This is long-term stability, generational wealth, like I said, legacy decisions for some of you. I feel like this is the mindset that's like, this is bigger than survival. You know, you're thinking about long-term here, security. And I also feel like I said that there's decisions here that are going to be made. For some of you, you could be, you know, into investments or properties, or I don't know. I just got a kind of feeling this is definitely wrapped around future success. Okay, so you're thinking of the future here, but it's like um, you're also deciding who's going to stand next to you in this life that you're building, right? And so someone kind of like in your romantic sphere as maybe seeing you as the one that got away, or you know, the one that they want to build a life with, okay, even if they haven't said it out loud to you yet. But I feel like there is just definitely somebody here, they know about you. Somebody's family knows about you before you've even met them, okay? This has got like a masculine energy here. You know, I'm thinking, you know, this person's sitting back going, I could see you, you know, I could see us taking trips together, holidays together, you know, and the feminine energy, and this is like, I don't know. I'm checking you out to see if you're partner material. Okay. This is, I don't know. For some of you, it could be like you're about to receive, you know, like an inheritance or a settlement or something, or maybe a family member or somebody like that, just gifting some kind of a support here. This could look like that long-term relationship that's going to get very serious. Okay, the talks of I don't know, let's talk about moving in together, or merging our finances, something like that. Okay, it's I don't know. This is who I'm speaking to here is about the people you want to be drawn to. Grounded, stable, emotionally mature, those that have the consistency. Okay, um, this could look like a job or a business idea from maybe a couple years ago that's finally paying off. Right, 2024, 2025 may have been a slow start, but something is materializing here. And so, like I said, with this, with that energy also of this, person coming in, so it's really got you kind of like thinking, for some of you, it could be like a past lover, um, that one you wanted to build that life with, and you weren't ready yet, but now that you're there, you're not quite over that situation, but I don't know. This has got financial windfall type energy, okay, and it's unusually strong. All right, we're seeing in the cards. I'll talk about this, okay, but um, I feel like I said there's a masculine energy here. They may act a little protective. They may offer some help. They may be the type of person that's going to ask you about your future plans, just trying to nudge along that conversation or just to see where you're at. If you're the feminine in this situation, I do use those back and forth, not gender specific. But I'm just saying the feminine energy here, it's got that organizing, subtly testing those emotional type safety issues for them, right? So just take what applies here. But I don't know. I just feel like there's somebody here who's kind of hiding how much they see a future with you, your wife material, your husband material, your partner material, however this applies to you guys. Some of you could be seeing synchronicities signs like 717. This is talks about kind of an alignment, mirroring alignment, okay? Long-term goals, those types of situations, okay? We're going to talk about this challenge card. We got this 3 of Wands energy here. Um, this might be like waiting at a distance, maybe some delayed communication, someone hesitating to make a move. It could be like you're hesitant about a move towards a particular financial situation or what have you. But the challenge here is all about waiting. Waiting for that person to text, waiting for that job offer, waiting for clarity for someone. It's like I'm watching you from a distance, and I'm planning my next move. Um, I don't know. And for others, it could be like that move that's taking its sweet ass time here. You know what I'm saying? But there is a slow burn energy. We're going to talk about that in that Knight of Pentacles right there. But I'm just saying, the masculine energy here is, hey, I'm checking out what you're doing. I haven't reached out yet, but the feminine energy is like waiting for this initiation. It's like, perhaps there may be a little bit of a fear of rejection in this situation. I don't know. A long term connection. They're trying to finally kind of close the gap. But for some of you, it may feel like just financially unprepared right at the time. But I don't know. This is job opportunity that's showing the progress, right? It's got slow build, slow momentum, but for others, it could look like maybe a contract. You're waiting on the approval, the green light, right? Um, there may be some external influences in that situation that's causing like some kind of a delay here. Not the romantic kind, but I'm talking about like the logistics on the spreadsheet. Is it time? Is it the right time? Is it this? Is it that? So I don't know. Just take what fits here. But this is I'm ready for expansion, whether that's in the love life or in, that partnership, that, momentum towards that, that side hustle, those gigs, those businesses, whatever opportunities you're looking for there. But um, it just may feel like, somebody's kind of just dragging their feet on something, but I don't know, you're like on the edge of something big, and not really seeing like the final step. So it's kind of got a little bit of a pullback here. It may be just it may be just like this, a procrastination type energy, overthinking energy, watching from afar. But it's definitely got. I'm waiting for reassurance, right? Um, I don't know. I want to make sure that my plans around you or whatever situation this is, that they're going to be, a positive outlook, right? A positive effect here. Anyway, we're talking about We're talking about the weather changing dramatically here. It's about to shift, okay? And here's why. We got we've got in the foundation, we've got the two of wands here now. A lot of fire signs here too. Could be talking about Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, people you're dealing with, or or just the actual sign itself being that the realizations in this, the fire, the energy. This is I can't stay where I've been, but maybe I'm not really fully sure where all this is going. Still making the choices. It's choosing between a couple of different paths for some of you. It's choosing between I don't know, is this person that I'm about to deal with, this partner, this situationship, this future with this partner, whatever, are they the one? Do they excite my soul? It's that kind of an energy, right? So I'm so sorry. These allergies are just kicking my ass right now. Someone might be choosing between staying single, or maybe it could look like maybe they're trying to pursue you seriously now. You know what I mean? And so it's like I'm comparing, I don't know, two living situations. I'm comparing, cities. This has got big energy in it. That's like these are kind of big decisions, right? So the masculine energy here would look like torn between maybe their pride, their vulnerability. The feminine energy would kind of be like, I've been independent for so long, and the decision making on this partnership, I'm not sure it includes like a move, or having to do a trip or relocating, something like that, right? But it also could be like someone's just watching your social media, right, to see if you're available. So like I said, it still has that lingering effect of somebody's looking, somebody's planning. This could be like that planning that business or that creative expansion. But I'm saying there's a plan for choosing between like two romantic energies involved here. We do have the wands, we do have the two of cups. We're going to talk about that as well. So I don't know. Someone's afraid you'll choose someone else if they don't act soon. Okay, so it does have that kind of, there's a hesitation, there's a strategy in it, but somebody wants to do it right here. I'm not picking up on any kind of an emotional kickback here is what I'm getting at. So I don't know. Maybe you're just being shown your own desires, and they're reflected back on you. Okay. All right, we're going to talk about this recent past energy here, and like I said, it's that slow burn, slow move, and it could be about, like I said, that partnership. It could be about that venture that you're talking about. The recent past maybe shows someone who moved a little too slowly, right? Or, even if their intentions were good here, it could have been, a romantic interest for some of you. They were loyal, but maybe a little emotionally, on the caution side, or it could look like that job situation, that just, like I said, if for some of you it was that side hustle or that businesses or whatever you're dealing with here, just kind of had that inch by inch growth, right? We saw that 2024, 2025 for some of you, starting that business or whatever. But maybe this was just, somebody took forever just to express their interest in something, and you were waiting on that. And that, like I said, it could be relationship or that job situation, but I don't know. It does have maybe that feminine who was just kind of waiting. Uh, I need you to prove your intentions to me, right? Or the job market or something like that. The projections just, they were just moving too damn slow here. Okay, this has got both energies here, so, and I feel like it's very mature reading. So so someone's kind of like their fear of the failure, slowed everything down, or I don't know, maybe you were just loyal to someone who didn't kind of match your pace. You know what I mean? And so it could have looked like a third party situation, like work, family, or finances that may have, externally like kind of slowed things down for you, for some of you. But I don't know, someone maybe wanted you, but didn't know how to show it to you, and so you may have walked away. I don't know, maybe the pace was just too damn unbearable here. Okay, but this is about buildup, that needed release. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely the buildup, and so I feel like when you're focused on something else, this situation in the self is going to be, it's just going to, rest assured, it's moving on. Okay, so we're going to talk about the possibilities. We got this Four of Swords. Yeah, and this may have been part of that, kind of having to draw back, pull back, take your energy back. Um, Look, I'm gonna phrase this a little bit gently here. Take it with a grain of glitter. This is when you stop forcing the clarity. Okay, I feel like you're that type of person. You got to let your mind rest every once in a while, right? Let this romantic situation become clear. Um, when you detach, right? When you detach emotionally, I feel like the financial or all those career decisions or things, they're going to become obvious. It's just kind of like you're in that overthinking stage right now. So, that person's going to come back and text you after that silence. You're going to break from the sudden, that sudden magnetic energy, maybe that you get from the dating app or or just that expecting those things, the texts and things that come in. But I don't know. The feminine energy here is just definitely pulling back to protect the heart space, and the masculine has kind of got that. I don't know. I miss your presence. I miss being around you, or we're taking this mental health break, right? Uh, it could look like during this process there is kind of like I don't know, an unexpected, maybe an inspiration. That job offer that comes to you, after you stop obsessing over it. That type of deal. So it's just trying to receive clarity here through kind of like meditation. For some of you, it's journaling or just straight up getting some sleep. You know what I mean? Kicking back. That third party is going to resolve itself, okay, without your investment in it, no matter what. It's this is I feel like it's something is just truly meant for you, okay. So it's got retreat to think, uh, returning with clarity, that type of energy. The feminine energy is definitely rest, healing, more intuitive. Um, I still feel like there's someone just kind of hides how much they're thinking about you, But I don't know. For some of you, that may not be the situation, but this is like the emotional level rise up here. Moving upward, moving forward. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to move on. We're going to talk about this near future. Let's get to the good parts. Again, it's all good, but this Page of Pentacles, this is a new beginning. That message that's coming in, right? So, like I said, it's just when you kick back, when you kick in that Four of Swords energy, I believe this is when this will start. It's going to step up. There's going to be effort involved here, okay? And I feel like it's going to be all the way around. It's the moment that someone finally shows up. Perhaps for some of you, they're not watching anymore. Not just thinking. This is the action on it, okay? This is that message. This has been that plan. This is that slow Knight of Pentacles energy we saw earlier. That whether that was investment wise or relationship wise, it's about to become very intentional here. Okay, some of you we could be talking about like a younger energy involved with you, partnership, relationship, situationship, however that is. But um, this is I'm not going to text you with the flirty message. This is the masculine energy that's, hey, I need to see you in person. You know what I mean? Um, the feminine, if we're talking about the feminine here, it might be a soft reach out, okay, and they might do it by way of sending like an old post, okay, replying to a story that you posted a while back or something, just to kind of get the feels. But for others of you, this is that job opportunity or something like that hitting your inbox. You know what I mean? Um, some of you could be like practicing a new skill, taking a course, all about your side hustle, your gigs, whatever you're doing here. But it does have a youthful kind of an energy, and it shows me it's like expressing a lot of interest here. So that person that kind of hesitated, in the past, they may be coming forward to say, hey, it's time. I'm definitely going to invest in you. Okay. We're talking about receiving money. We're talking about refunds, bonuses. Some kind of a small like little windfall here. And it could look like somebody like asking for your advice or mentorship, something like that. Some of you could have your own, YouTube channel or something like this, and that, starting to build clientele, something like that. But this is that message, you weren't expecting here. This is practical. It's curious, playful. I want to impress you. Um, Definitely kind of testing the waters type of energy. Maybe just hiding a little bit how nervous they are to reach out, but I don't know. It's just got I don't know, it's got nostalgia in this card as well, okay? All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about this Ace of Swords in the self. This is the breakthrough. This is the truth, you know. Um, this is a truth, kind of like without the apology. There's no more the emotional fog is cleared. Excuse me, I had to take a drink. Yeah, this is This is the breakthrough moment. You know, you're choosing clarity over chaos. We saw that with the Four Swords. You kind of kick back. This is telling someone exactly what you want, calmly. You know, the confidence in it. For some of you, it could be, you know, like, you know, that sudden download about the next career move. Like I said, you know, when we saw that Four of Swords energy, and you're in that pullback, you know, um, all of those boundaries are coming to mind, right? So it's like seeing someone's true intentions here, the good, the bad. You know, that message is going to clear up any confusion that was had. You know, realizing that I don't know who you're truly compatible with, and if we're talking about that partnership or, you know, that connection that's about to take place, you know, you're not overthinking anymore. This is I'm acting upon it. This is you know, I'm speaking my truth, and this definitely is going to change that relationship dynamic. Okay, it's got I don't know. This is respectful. This is clarity. This is stepping up. Definitely, you know, for the feminine energy, it's becoming way more direct. You know, less passive. You know, um, I don't know. You can't hide. You can't hide the intimidation any longer. You know, it's all about your honesty here. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, you could be seeing like synchronicities, like their initials or something like that, repeatedly. I don't know. That may play a role in some of you guys' clarity, something like that. But anyway, we're going to talk about this environment, this Six of Pentacles. This has been the theme. You know, it's the give and take. It's the equal give and take. You know, I want to invest in you. You want to invest in them. I've got you. You know what I'm saying? We're going to unpack this card here. It's like your whole environment shifting. You know, it towards balance. Okay, this Six of Pentacles talks about balance. You know, people who take, you know, without giving, they're going to fall away. All right, the people who match your energy are the ones that are about to step forward here. Someone definitely wants to give you more time here. You know, more attention, more money, perhaps more effort. This is I don't know. Somebody pays your ass back finally, right? Unexpectedly. It does have that kind of energy. This is a also got a masculine energy that you know may want to step up and support you financially or emotionally. Like I said, in a business or in that relationship, this is what you've been looking for, right? Reciprocity here. And we're about to see that again. You know, like I said, we've got this Two of Cups energy. We're going to get there, but um, I don't know. Someone apologizes and tries to make things right. We're talking about the balance here, right? So take this all in. This is somebody who wants to invest in your business or your idea. Okay, this is somebody who that romantic interest, you know, that's going to be way more consistent. This is the person that I don't know may have given you the breadcrumbs back in the past or something like that. They want to give more now. You know what I mean? So it's definitely got a you know it's got a protective, generous, want to provide type of a masculine energy, and it also has you know kind of that emotional giving, that nurturing, supportive type of energy too. So I don't know. Someone may be hiding a little bit on how much they want to take care of you here. Okay, but anyway, some of you could be having like deja vu at this time. There's synchronicities around this, something like mirrors, something like that. You know, you're sitting at the mirror, you're putting your face on, you know, fellas are standing in front of the mirror primping with that, you know, 10 shirt routine. You know, do I look good enough? I'm about to, you know, like I said, we did have the swords energy there, which talks about communication. So they're primping, trying to get it right, you know. Do I look good enough? Blah, blah, blah. But anyway, it's in the mirror when you know, you have that deja vu, something like that. Just take what applies. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this hopes, fears, wishes, and worries. And we got this Two of Cups. Okay. There it is. This is soul connection. It's mutual attraction. You know, this is no longer fearing vulnerability. You know, this is the desire for union, you know, the coming together. It's not a warning. It's like clarity. You know, you know, I don't want the almost or the maybe type partnership, you know, or when he's ready or when she's ready, right? This is being very aware of the repeating, you know, old patterns here. This is someone feels the same way about you. Yes, you want a soulmate. Yes, you want that connection. You know, to hell with the heartbreak situations. You know, this is the confession, the feelings. You know, the doing away with the rejection, all of those past energies. You know, that I'm no longer scared about how deeply I feel for you. Those are the confessions that are coming with this card, right? The emotional intimacy. the doing away with the disappointment. Someone wants to reunite here, okay, and move forward with you. This is, I don't know. I'm drawn to this person. They feel like home. This is like that comfortable pair of slippers, right? It's just not that I'm trying to compare somebody to some damn shoes, but I'm just saying this is choosing somebody who's ready. This is that relationship that feels equal, emotionally safe. Someone wants to merge with you. Perhaps this is that move in state. Hey, let's move in together. Let's take this to the next level. Um, I don't know. I think you're going to recognize it's in the eyes here. They're looking at each other in the eyes in the exchange here. Okay, for some of you, you may have like some uh, those eyes that mesmerize, those light blue or the light green type eyes. That just take what applies here, but this is eye contact, and it's got emotion involved here. It's protecting the heart, of course, but it's finally, I feel like somebody's about to come forward and say how deeply they're in love with you. How much I respect this. For some of you, this could look like that superpower, dynamic, the dynamic duo couple, in business together. And that's a beautiful thought, right? Anyway, I feel like your body's going to react, when you think or you see this person, you're about to get some goose flesh. You're about to, I don't know, it's in the heart space here, definitely. All right. This outcome, we're talking about the 9 of Wands. All right. Soft landing here. This is what this whole reading is about. This outcome shows you that you're protecting your peace. You're staying open to love. You're staying open to the opportunities. Like I said, the job situations. You're not giving up. You're just not going to let go, of the way people made you feel, right? Um, you're not letting anyone drain you anymore. This is you give someone that last chance, but it's got boundaries. This is someone fighting for the connection instead of giving up. You know what I mean? The 9 of Wands warrior still shows up. This is a job situation that requires that last final push before a breakthrough. You're very cautious. You're hopeful in love. It's got someone proving themselves through consistency here. You know what I mean? You're not going to overextend yourself anymore. You're healing. We saw that Four of Swords energy, right? You're healing from past wounds. You're moving stronger. And this is that person that finally admits they're scared of losing you, right? So I feel like there is definitely some kind of a long-term goal here that's about to pay off in a big way. Okay, it's like I feel like it's like this slow movement that moves towards this beautiful ending destiny. You know what I mean? It's got a really, really charged energy here, and it's very practical. So like I said, I feel like Capricorn, it's all about that stability, it's clarity, it's emotional maturity. There may have been, yeah, some hesitation in the past, but I feel like somebody wants to show up for you. Your money's about to take a major shift. Okay, opportunities expanding. Your boundaries, like I said, we talked about, they're sharpening in the best way. So you're choosing the partners, you're choosing the jobs, the environments, everything that's matching your energy here. It's not draining you. So love is about to deepen. It's in the air, okay? And so is your financial opportunity. It's undeniable, okay? Yep, you're cautious. Yep, you're a little bit nervous about making that step forward, but I do feel like I didn't pick up on any kind of a vindictive, any kind of I'm here to use you. I feel like somebody's about to step up and match that dynamic duo we just said, okay? All right, cool. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, give it a thumbs up, would you? Anyway, I'm going to get out of here, Capricorn. I love you. I respect you. And I hope I get to see you on the next readings. Okay. All right. Bye bye.